What's up, producers? It's Matt from Music Producer School. Hope everybody's doing well today. It is Saturday. Hope y'all are having a good weekend. Luckily, where I am, we did not get too affected by this is hurricane number 4 that we've had pass through my neck of the woods. So luckily where I am, it wasn't too bad, but not the case for everybody else. So our heart goes out to them. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, we're doing mastering part 3 today. Should be a good one, so be sure to stick around. Make sure you hit the share button on the stream here so we can get some more folks in here. I appreciate all the love, all the comments, all the messages, trying to help everybody out as best I can. Be sure to join the Music Producer School community because today, right after class is finished, I'm going to go over to there. It's a private Facebook community, so you have to join. I will be listening to your tracks, so you can post up your music there, YouTube, SoundCloud, whatever kind of link you want. And you can listen along with me while I give you feedback live on your track. Also, Rahat, I see your question. Give me 1 second, my friend. I'll put a link to all of our social media stuff right below that comment. You can follow us there, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. All the links are there. So that Linktree link, be sure to click that and follow us in the other places. And finally, the last thing I wanted to tell you guys is there's a new feature here called Chat with Matt. And I'm putting the link in there right now. If you click that link, it doesn't matter what device you're on. You don't need any special software. You can be on your phone. You can be on a computer, on an iPad or a tablet. If you click that link and you give it permission, you will be able to call me and chat with me live on video. And I think that would be pretty fun. So if anybody wants to chat with me live and ask a question, you can click that link, Chat with Matt. Just click it. It'll just tell you what you need to do. And you will be able to chat with me. I'll bring you in here and we can talk to each other live. It's a new feature. I would like to try it out. So if y'all want to do that, call me up and I'll punch you in. Okay, so let's get to Rahat's question real quick. How other singers get famous? Do they doing it for a long time? Yeah, Rahat. Okay, so when it comes to getting famous, what I would tell you is this. I would say that trying to sing just to become famous is probably not a great idea because being famous, first of all, is not as great as you probably think it is. And it involves a lot of luck. And, there's a lot of different reasons why people get famous. Some people get famous purely because they posted a stupid video that went viral and got popular. But I would highly suggest that you don't worry about getting famous from singing. What I would focus on is how can you get better as a singer? Because that's the goal. You're always trying to climb up this mountain and it's just always going to continue of how do you get better? And that's kind of what I'm trying to teach everybody here when it comes to producing or being a musician. We're going to cover singing stuff also. I actually have a class that I'm going to put out on singing specifically. So y'all be sure to look out for that. But yeah, Rahat, I wouldn't worry so much about getting famous. Now, I will say this. The key mostly to getting famous is more to do with marketing as opposed to your talent. Now, there is something to say for doing it for a long time because anything you do for a long time consistently, you're going to get better at and your chances will get better if you don't quit. But a lot of it has to do with marketing, and that's like your social media presence, your content creation. So I'm also eventually going to get into that with you guys and girls as well, as far as how to do social media marketing, how to make content. Like, we all want to make music, right? But the reality is you can't just make music anymore. You need to know how to make visual stuff that goes along with your music, because we need to grab the attention of people in order to listen to our stuff. And attention involves a lot of visual, videos, graphics, stuff like that, photos of yourself, promotional stuff, how to write headlines and ads for your stuff. So I am actually going to get into that stuff. It'll be more of like a marketing for musicians or marketing for producers type of a thing. But I am going to get to that because it is very important. Because if nobody, your music can be the greatest in the world. Your singing can be the best in the world. You can be the best guitar player in the world. But if nobody sees you, nobody's going to know. And that's something I was guilty of when I was younger. I thought, oh, well, if I'm just really good, everybody's just going to find me. And that is completely not true. Completely not true. So you have to learn how to accept the fact that if you don't put yourself out there, now I don't mean to spam people and constantly posting comments on people's walls, but you have to be comfortable with putting your stuff out there and saying, hey, look at what I'm doing. I'm going to cover that in more detail eventually, but let's get on with the lesson so we can finish it up and go head on over to the music producer community and I can listen to some of y'all's tracks. So with that being said, let's finish up mastering part 3. So what I wanted to cover today primarily was I wanted to show y'all one more technique that comes in handy when you're mastering. And I wanted to also show you guys a few of the plugins that I like to use when I'm mastering, because that's ultimately what a lot of people wind up asking is, what plugins do you use for mastering? That's always the big question. So these will kind of go hand in hand today. So what I wanted to show y'all today was something called multiband compression. So I'm going to show it with... Let me show y'all just the multiband dynamics that's built into Ableton first. Yes, Rahat, no problem. Rahat, if you click the link in the comment above that says Follow Music Producer School on your favorite social platform, it's in the links. Click that Linktree link and that has all of our links, Instagram, Twitter, all of it. And you can follow me there. I appreciate it. I'm glad I could answer your question. Thank you for the question. And don't forget, anybody who's just joining us, if you'd like to chat directly with me on video, you can click the link next to Chat with Matt in the comments on Facebook, and that will bring you into my live stream, and we can chat and talk to each other in real life. Yeah, Soko, click that link. And if you call me, I'll punch you in and you can talk to me. I have to see that you're calling me to let you in, though. Click that link and then let your phone or your computer or whatever use your microphone and your camera, and you'll be able to talk with me live. I'll try and punch you in if you can get it figured out. So multiband dynamics is what I wanted to cover today, along with the plugins. And multiband dynamics basically is a compressor that only works on certain frequencies. So oftentimes in mastering, once you've kind of got all of your levels good, the drums are mixed well, the vocals are at a good level. But let's say you get your mix and it's mastered, you're doing the mastering, and you go listen in the car, and of course you're referencing, right? We talked a lot about referencing this week with other tracks. So if you're referencing and you listen to somebody else's song in the car right after you listen to your track, and you're like, whoa, my highs are like crazy high, like they're piercing my ears. You don't necessarily want to go back into your mix and just start lowering the volume of stuff. And you don't necessarily want to just slap an EQ on there and pull your highs down over everything. What you might want to do is actually just say, okay, my highs, like in the chorus, are just getting like screeching loud, like they're just piercing my ears, but only in the chorus. So you don't want to turn all your highs down, and then when the verse comes, it sounds super dull. So what can we do to address that? Well, multiband dynamics is how we address that. And basically with multiband dynamics, you can see here, this is the built-in one in Ableton, but I'm going to show y'all in Ozone in a second because a lot more people probably have Ozone. You can use Ozone in FL Studio. I'll pull open FL Studio also at the end and see if they have a multiband in there. So what I can do here is I can actually pick my frequencies. I have low, mid, and high. So my low frequency here, I'm going to be able to choose everything up to whatever I want to select, up to 3,000 hertz. Okay? So the mid is going to be in between whatever I set my high and my low. So if I want my lows, and let's just say we wanted to get it set up to where only the stuff, so if you're working on like a DJ style track and you only want to work on stuff in the subs, that's going to be hitting the real lows. And let's say you go listen to it in the club or in the car and the subs are just way, way too loud. Well, what we can do is set these lows to only hit the sub frequency ranges up to 100 hertz. And then we can actually just choose how much compression only in that frequency range we want to do. So in other words, if your lows are crazy high and you want to say, okay, the lows are too loud, Rahat, no. Hey, if you guys want to chat with me with that link, you don't have to download any software. All you got to do is click the link and just tell your browser or your computer that it's okay to use your microphone and your video camera. You don't need to download any software. You should just be able to click the link, and you need to open it in a browser. So if you're in Facebook, it should, when you click it, it'll tell you to open the link in Safari, and you don't have to install anything. So as you can see on this multiband, I'm able to select how much compression I want to use just in the low frequencies. So let me show y'all. This is one of my tracks. I'm going to loop it here. Let me make sure this isn't too loud. I can see the sun. Okay, so we got the track in there, right? And you can see it's hitting my multiband down here. So the multiband, again, I can control these frequencies. I can even solo these frequencies. So just like now, I said, what if we want to operate, let's say the highs were way crazy loud. So let's say I want my highs to start kicking in the compression around 6,000 hertz. That's where stuff will start to get a little ear piercing sometimes. So let's solo this and listen to the part of the track that we'd be affecting. So you can hear it's just that really loud stuff, right? So I can set my compressor here. And I can actually set my compression to start affecting, and you see here, I have the ability to set my compressor. You can also do something called expansion, which we're not going to cover today. But I'm able to actually set my compressor here. And you hear how as I start to set that, it starts to knock it down. Now this is my threshold, my ratio, I'm sorry. So you can hear how it's just cutting down the highs on this now. Now I'm going to turn it off on the highs, and you'll hear it kick in. The highs will kick in back. I'm going to turn it back on. So with just this tool, you have the ability to only compress on certain frequencies in your track. So this is how, when you're getting stuff super, super loud for your final master, and you might check it against other tracks, and you hear that your stuff, like